Hello, my name is Anila. In this video, I'm going to explain the professional learning outline to you. It is an essential part of the Victorian Community Language School accreditation process. Please make sure to watch this video from start to finish, as I will explain some helpful do's and don'ts later in this video. I also include timestamps in the description of this video, which will allow you to jump to specific topics after watching it. Thank you. Professional learning is the same thing as professional development. You might also call it training. Just like students, teachers also need to keep learning, to keep improving their teaching knowledge, skills, practice and values in order to offer high-quality language education. It really isn't difficult to develop the outline, but it does require a little thought and planning. I'm sure that after watching this video, you will find that you may already be doing a lot of professional learning activities at your school, which you can include in your outline. All community language schools are required to provide their teaching staff with a professional learning outline with a minimum of 20 hours of professional learning each year. This outline should be made available to all teachers at the school, so each teacher is able to complete at least 20 hours of professional learning in 1 year. To achieve and maintain accreditation, the leadership team of the community language school needs to develop a professional learning outline at the beginning of each year. This plan should then be shared with all teaching staff. Teachers can then identify the training activities of the outline they wish to undertake. Of course, the outline can be updated at any time during the year as new learning opportunities arise. I will go into more detail what the outline needs to look like later in the video. I will now give some examples of the types of professional learning that are acceptable and that you can include in your plan. I will start talking about external training activities and then talk about internal training activities. It is always a good idea to identify what needs teachers have before developing the outline, especially if you have teachers who don't work at a mainstream school or haven't previously trained to become a teacher. It is important to support them. These teachers should be encouraged to do the accredited Certificate 4 in Community Languages Teaching course or the Languages Methodology course organized through Community Languages Victoria. I also include a link to their website. These courses involve 30 hours of classes each. However, Community Languages Victoria also offers a variety of other professional learning activities. Please bear in mind that these 30-hour courses on their own cannot be the only training available to your teachers in your plan. I will now explain some more external training examples. Professional learning that you can include in your outline should also involve school external mandatory training. Your school has to fulfill certain mandatory external training anyways. For example, the Child Safe mandatory training, or first aid courses such as the Emergency First Aid Response in an Education Care Setting course, or the Unit of Work training that some schools had to complete for their accreditation. Other specific training activities, webinars and online training are also acceptable. For example, Community Languages Victoria, or short CLV, offers a number of professional learning sessions each year. These include such things as language activities for remote learning with Zoom, or catering for students with special needs, our legal obligation. Please make sure to include all activities you want your teachers to attend in your outline, which you can also update at regular intervals throughout the year. I include a link to the CLV and CLA website where you can find all professional development on offer. You can also include professional development activities offered by language-specific organizations. For example, if you are a Vietnamese school, the Vietnamese Teachers Association of Victoria offers intensive professional development days. Make sure to find your relevant language association, and please note that not all languages have one. You can include conferences as well. For example, the Community Language School Annual Conference, organized by CLV, can be included. Another example are language-specific conferences. Make sure to connect with your language-specific association. The Victorian Indonesian Language Teacher Association, for example, offers Indonesian language teacher conferences, which you can include in your outline. Professional learning opportunities provided by CLV or other external providers can also be included. Organizations such as RUMAC also offer activities that can be included. For example, RUMAC's annual seminar, Raising Children in More Than One Language, can be included. Please note that CLV, in partnership with RUMAC, has developed a support document which shows some examples of the types of activities you can include in your professional learning outline. You can find this on the CLV website, and I will also include a link below. Now I will talk about school internal professional learning activities that are acceptable to be included in the outline. There are a few more examples included in the support document. You can include staff curriculum planning meetings. Make sure these are planning meetings with an identified focus to discuss and improve teaching and learning outcomes. General staff meetings are not acceptable. You can also include dedicated staff meetings to go through the staff emergency management plan or the school charter and school policies. You can also include internal unit of work training. As part of accreditation, schools also need to demonstrate that their teachers are using units of work in line with the Victorian curriculum languages. Having an internal training session on how to create and use a unit of work is an efficient way to cover both aspects. And there are also some other elements you can include. For example, you can include professional reading if the school organizes a professional reading circle and provides relevant resources to the teachers. For example, a shared resource library with journal articles, books, and reports available for teachers who can then read them in their own time and potentially come together to discuss them. It is also acceptable to include peer mentoring, which could mean organized teacher-to-teacher support. I will now talk about professional development that is not considered professional learning and is not acceptable. You cannot include general staff meetings. They should not be included unless they have a specific, identified professional learning focus. When completing your professional learning outline, it is also better to not just copy the examples included in the sample. It's helpful to think about how your school can develop its own professional learning plan that is tailored to your school's needs. Religious training can also not be included. The focus should be on language education and how the teaching of it can be improved. I will now talk about how it needs to be documented. Remember, each community language school must provide a professional learning outline for all teaching staff for the year in which it applies for accreditation. Outline is another word for a plan. The description of this video includes a link to a template you can use to create your outline. The description also includes a link to a sample of an appropriate professional learning outline. A sample means that some examples are included to show you what your plan should look like. Please make sure to replace examples with your own information using Microsoft Word on your computer. When submitting the document, make sure to name it 09_prof learning and to save it as a PDF file. Make sure to count the available hours of training so that the total number of hours available to your teachers is more than 20 hours per year. However, these should not just include the 30 hours of the Certificate 4 courses referred to previously. The outline should include a range of different professional learning opportunities so that all teachers can develop their skills, knowledge, and practice according to need and interest. To maintain accreditation and funding, a similar plan must be in place for each subsequent year in the accreditation cycle. The department may at any time ask to see the professional learning plans for teaching staff. You should also make sure over the course of each year to keep an eye on and update professional learning activities and keep reminding staff about them. Just to recap what I said in this video, each community language school must prepare and circulate a professional learning outline for its teachers with at least 20 hours of suitable activities each year. When preparing the outline, your school also needs to complete the template document, renaming it 09proflearning.pdf and submitting it for accreditation or re-accreditation. We also went through what is and is not acceptable to include as professional learning in the outline. Make sure to create, circulate, and keep an outline each year, as your school could be audited at any time. Many thanks for watching this video, and good luck with your school's professional learning outline.